Hi, I'm Helen Tucker. Welcome to Your Career and You, the podcast. I have over 25 years experience of business and career development, working with individuals to take control of their career and their business, and organizations to get the best from their employees, which is you. So my podcast is all about your career and you. You'll have an insight to all of the professionals, consultants, and experts who will share their top tips, advice on how you can take control of your business and your career. Also, I'll have guest speakers who will share their career and their business journey on how they have navigated their way around creating their own jobs and careers. To gain more information, subscribe to my channel and website at the end of my podcast. Hello, Winnie. Welcome to Your Career and You, the podcast. I am so pleased to have you join us. And you're based in Kenya and outside in the park, which is fantastic. Yes. What I'm going to do is I want you to share your story in terms of what you do, and then we will continue the interview by just sharing and me asking you questions about your career development and your business development as well.
Thank you very much, Helen. First of all, allow me to say that I'm very happy and I feel very blessed and privileged to be part of this platform. My official names in Kenya are Winnie Atieno Okeyo. I'm the founder and CEO of an organization called Winnie Mirriam Foundation, which is based in Kenya. It's an organization that basically focuses on the youth, adolescent girls, and teen moms, generally in terms of how to improve their education, how to keep the girls in school, by providing comprehensive packages to the girls. With comprehensive packages, we mean sometimes we provide financial assistance. We provide them with sanitary towels, which in one way or another, we realized was one of the reasons why girls could not stay in school as well. And we plan to in future venture into entrepreneurial skills to support our youth as well. I'm also a mom to 3 wonderful kids and a wife as well. It's just good to mention that part as well. Yes.
Oh, wow. And it's just amazing. Just that short introduction of what you do is fantastic. Just share with me, how did you actually get involved with the organization? What gave you the incentive, the motivation to start something like this?
Honestly speaking, I wouldn't say that I've worked in an organization before, but I'm always passionate about the youth. I'm passionate about teen girls, and having interacted with a few girls within where I stay, which in Kenya it's somewhere called Eastlands, I was able to see the challenges that the girls go through. I've had sessions with some of the girls when we have our mentorships and training programs. I've been able to see, because when you interact with the girls one-on-one, you're able to know the challenges that they face without having to hear these challenges from other people. We've been able to see, even as a result of the COVID and the schools were closed and girls are at home, but then you'll see that there's an increase in the number of teen pregnancies. If you ask the girls that, why does this happen within your area? The reasons that they'll give you is because, number one, we have to do it maybe because of we are looking for food for our families, we have to sustain ourselves, we have to keep ourselves busy. But then out of that, I'm always very passionate about these kind of things. And I'm one person if somebody else has a problem, I will not sleep until I try solving that problem. So these are some of the things that moved me to start my own organization. Another thing that moved me to starting an organization was the fact that right now it's very difficult to get a job. It has become almost impossible to get a job. And I've also been out of the job market for so long, but I thought that if I can be able to do this to change somebody else's life, which is also a very fulfilling experience for me, then I said, why not? So it's something that I've been doing bit by bit over the years. But then this time around, I said, okay, it's time for me to be able to register this and be able to bring more people on board to be able to support us to run our course. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's fantastic. And it's just really, it goes to show that you can do other things. You're making such an impact on these young people's lives. And as you've mentioned, the pandemic has made it difficult for a lot of people being made redundant, have lost their jobs, can't find jobs. And particularly for young people, you've mentioned the increase in pregnancy and the reasons why this has happened. Could you, again, just share with us some of the specific skills, techniques, or type of information you give to these girls? What support do you offer them?
Basically, at this particular moment in time, the kind of support we offer them, we have mentorship programs where we're able to meet these girls. If it's monthly, we've been meeting them monthly. And within the mentorship programs, we're able to teach them how to be able to carry themselves within their specific areas. Because of the teen pregnancies which have been on the rise, we've been doing sexual health education, menstrual health education as well, because out of the challenges that they come up with, being that they're the ones who are in these places, they're able to come up with the challenges. So with every challenge that they mention, we're able to try and look for a solution to the extent that we can. So we've been giving them sexual health education, menstrual health education, coupled with issuing of the sanitary pads and the panties for the girls and the boxers for the boys. Because one of the reasons that came out was we have to go out and whether it's meeting men or sleeping with boys so that we can get money for sanitary towels. But it's something that in a way we're able to sort. So that is why we went ahead and said now during our mentorship program, as we teach them about sexual health education, which is something also that parents and the society at large are afraid of talking about. So we bring them together, you teach them that this is what sex is, these are the effects, these are the causes, and these are the consequences. So from there, at the end of the program, you'll realize that the girls are able to understand the whole process and they know that if I do this, this will happen. So in a way, it keeps them away from, it keeps them away from idleness, and we're able to keep them active. And then we also have a session where we try attaching them to local mentors within their communities. That there's somebody who you can either report to or who is able to monitor you and mentor you in such a way that we're able to bring out their specific strengths.
That's fantastic. And the fact that you have people within the community who can also guide them and be mentors and coaches also help, because one of the questions I wanted to ask you, which you've in a way answered, is what support and resources do you have? And you mentioned mentors. Are there any other resources or people who's supporting you develop your organization to help the teenagers?
Oh, yeah, we recently we've been partnering. I've been partnering with another organization because I don't have all the resources myself. So I partner with organizations where I can get the mental health advocates, where I'll get the psychologist or the child protection officers. So if I partner with other organizations, I'm able to get all the resources that are needed to be able to handle a particular session. So within every session, I will have a mental health speaker. We'll have a social worker. We'll have a psychologist, somebody who can just come and talk to them. We're able to tackle the challenges that they have at length. And then when it comes to acquiring some of these material resources, we work with donations, mostly from family and friends, some of them from my savings. So we're able to reach a bigger number of girls. Yeah.
And it just shows the dedication. You're using your own personal funds as well to fund the project.
Yes.
And also the resources of other local communities and organizations. What what is the age range of the teenagers? What's the earliest age and the oldest person involved?
The youngest girl we have, I think she's 9 years old. So we work from between 9 to 24, between the ages of 9 to 24. But then the bigger age group is from 15 to 18, because that is where we have the at-risk girls, most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And do they sign up on a voluntary basis? How do you actually recruit and retain the young people? Because again, if they're just idle, then you know they can get into further troubles.
Yeah.
How do you actually retain them?
What happens is when it comes to identification of the girls, most of them we identify them through schools, where some of the schools have social workers attached to them. So we are able to identify, like recently for the one we were doing, we work with the specific classes. We have from class 5, we identify the girls there, class 6, class 7, class 8. So depending on the number of girls that you have per class, one thing which is for sure, that once a girl comes for the program, the next time she's coming back, she'll come back with a friend. Yeah, so they'll always bring their friend. So, and then what keeps them here is, you know, if you just bring them there and you're not giving them anything, you're not trying to solve anything, they will go and they will not come back. So that is why when you're having that discussion, let the challenges come from them, so that they get to understand that whatever we're talking about, we feel it, we know it. And then at the end of that, we give them sanitary towels and panties, so that they know that when we go out there, we know that we're not supposed to do this and this and this, because we already have this. So next time you're able to call them back again, and they'll be able to come, because they'll understand how important this is to them and what they'll be able to get at the end of it all. Yeah.
Wow. That's just amazing, because you're teaching one and they're teaching two, then it's 4,
yeah.
then it's 8, so it builds up that network.
Yeah.
How are the parents involved? Do you do any training or support with the parents alongside the teenagers?
At the moment, we've not started with the parents just yet. It's a program that we're still working on. So we are trying to organize how we're able to get the parents on board as well, such that we're able to train them that they need to take care of their kids, they need to understand the importance of education and such like things. So it's something that we're still working on. It's something that we're still trying to put in place to see how we'll be able to bring them on board. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, you're amazing. And with this program, I know it's making a significant impact. So I want to ask you, in terms of your own personal challenges and successes, what is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
To answer that question, I would say that it has taken years for me to wake up and say, now today I want to start my organization. It's time. I believe myself, I can do this. One of my biggest failures has been trying to try everything. I've been out there I wanted to venture into almost every field, because I felt like I could do it. But to some extent, I realized that I was wasting a lot of time, because I ended up doing so many things that I was not passionate about. And it might not look as a failure, but at this particular point, if I look at it in terms of, if at all I was able to make a decision earlier and stick to maybe one part or something that I was passionate about, then I would have made a lot of progress. So I've been able to learn so far out of my journey. I've learned that I need to focus. I need to be clear on what my goals are, and I need to be able to stick to my goals without being diversing to different ways, which bring a lot of confusion.
That's really wise advice and some real gems there, because again, having that insight into yourself gives you a sense of ownership and focus. So it's really good that to recognize some of the failures can be lessons learned, which is brilliant. So what's one thing you wish you had known when you began your career?
When I began my career, there are a lot of things I wish I had known. I wouldn't lie to you about that. There are a lot of things I wish I would have known. But one thing I wish I had known is the kind of competency skills that were needed when I was being released into the job market. There are a lot of things that I didn't know. I only stuck to what the paper that I had from school. That is all. I didn't know that I needed to get other different courses to supplement whatever kind of career that I wanted. Secondly, I wish I had known that I was supposed to do almost 100 applications a day to get a job, to be able to widen my scope. I didn't know that. I honestly, because me, I already applied, so let me sit back and wait, which really didn't work well for me. So if I knew I would have been doing 100 applications a day and sitting back, that would have widened my scope and given me more opportunities or even space to get a job as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, it's now looking at you building up your organization, some of the things that you can actually implement, some of the skills that you've learned, which is fantastic. So what advice would you give someone who wanted to pursue a similar career or looking at a similar organization to yourself? What advice would you give them?
For somebody who maybe wants to venture into, maybe, let me say, the NGO world or whichever career that you're aspiring to go to, I would advise that, number one, I would tell the person, it takes time to settle in a job market. It takes commitment and determination to be able to understand how the whole job environment works. So when I talk about commitment and determination, it's not a one-day thing. It's not a one-month thing. It will take you time, and it's a bottoms-up kind of environment where whatever efforts that you put into your work is what leads to building what you will have in future in terms of your career. How you relate to people, how you're going to relate to your the people within your space. That one helps a lot. I would also advise somebody who is looking to pursue in my kind of environment that it's never easy. It's a very rough path. Today there are always high and lows. Today you'll have the finances to do it. Tomorrow you will not. But I would just say you keep your head high and look to the goal, the end goal. What do you want to achieve with whatever you're doing? How do you want to impact on people's life with your career? Because your career is not only for yourself. There are people who look up to you and say, I want to be like so-and-so. I want to be like Winnie. I want to be like Helen. So with your career, how are you able to impact on other people? So even as somebody plans to start a career, let them identify what is their goal. How committed will they be, not only to the goal, but to the process as well? Because the process it has, you'll have both, how do you call it? You'll have both the bitter and the good. So you have to be committed to the process. You have to be clear about your goals and your purpose. You have to know how competent you're going to how you're going to be yourself to be able to achieve what you want. And also collaborations are very important. You need people to prosper. You need people to move to the next step. So you need to know, how do you create that circle where you're able to move from point A to point B without having to interfere or without having to snub other people as well. Yeah.
Really, really excellent points, because again, this is something that employers, or even the skills that you do need to start up an organization or to navigate your way around career development, is having those soft skills, having good communication skills, networking skills, having goals that you've mentioned, and how to execute those goals is critical. So you having that insight, I know that you're passing those skills and experiences onto those young girls, which is absolutely fantastic. What are the resources that have helped you along the way?
I would, I've had, how do I call them? I've had my own social circle. I would say I've had very supportive people around me. I've had a group of people who are always there for me. So that's why I said collaboration is very important. The people who will be able to understand your dreams, what you want and how you want to achieve them, and will always be there to support you. Secondly, education is very important. I'm always looking to improve myself in every way possible. Through we have free online classes. Sometimes I have my people around who I'll go to. I call them my mentors. So I'll have them and go and ask questions, and I'm like, I don't understand how to do this and this and this. Please help me. So I would say the people around me have been of so much help to me. My education as well, I would really push on that as well, because the knowledge that I've amassed over the few years that I've been able to do things has been very helpful, it has been very influential, and in a way, it directs how I'm able to act. I would also talk about the collaborations that I have with different organizations. I'm able to see how they work, what they do, and whatever I don't understand, I'm able to get it from them that this one is usually done this way, or this one you can exploit in a different way. So that one has been very helpful to me. When it comes to how we finance our operations and maybe our activities, mostly I deal with donations, either from friends, from family, and from my savings as well. So that is how we've been operating for the longest time now.
So on that note, in terms of raising resources and finance, how can people get in contact with you or know more about your organization?
You can, we have a Facebook page called Winnie Mirriam Foundation. We have an Instagram page as well called Winnie Mirriam Foundation. Or you can also, as well, on my personal Instagram page, it's called Winnie Mirriam. Yes. So you can reach us on any of those handles. Just search Winnie Mirriam Foundation, you'll be able to get us there. Our website as well is called wmfkenya.com.
That's brilliant. What I will do as part of the Your Career and You podcast and YouTube, I'll put up all of the information so our viewers and listeners will be able to contact you and know more about your organization, which is doing brilliantly. The last question I want to ask you is, what does taking control of your career mean to you?
My career, taking control of my career, I would sum that up in terms of the 7 C's of, I would call them the 7 C's of goal achievement or something. But to me, taking control of my career comes as how clear is my goal? How clear is my purpose? How clear is my vision? And then how committed am I to whatever thing that I want to achieve? What effort do I put in every day, every morning and every evening to be able to achieve it? And in order to achieve my main goal, what other activities am I doing? Because I learned to celebrate every small win and every small achievement, so long as it's an activity that leads towards achieving my bigger goal. I also bring in the aspect of collaboration, because you really don't have a career as one person. Because if you look at almost every successful person, there's somebody who helped you along the way. So my career is all about clarity, commitment, collaboration, my confidence and my courage in what I do, and how competent am I with what I do. Do I know my work, and how do I know it? And what am I doing each and every single day to be able to achieve or to better myself towards becoming a better person in my career? And how does my career change and improve people who are around me and people who are within my space?
Wow. Winnie, you are making an impact. You've certainly made an impact on me. You're making an impact on the women as part of our women group, and also those young people who really need your support and help. And I thank you. I thank you for being you. You're blessed. And thank you so much for sharing and really invaluable insight of your work and your personal achievements and successes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helen. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.